You get a niner.
What am I supposed to be waiting for, Kaecey?
Wait.
Wait. Too late.
Wait.
Ball's already rolling. What's happening, everybody? It's time for the truth will set you shall set you free. One of the radio announcers I always do, he always says truth shall set you free, and it's frustrating, but I love him. Truth will set you free, episode 206, special Monday edition. I know it's an off night for us.
Your mic sounds horrible right now, bro.
Yeah, why did that all of a sudden change?
See, I did it. I got you this time, bro. Last time I let you keep rolling.
It's the right microphone.
No.
I don't know. You just had cut out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
No idea what happened. I think it had to do with my internet more than anything else. Weird. Anyways, what's up, guys? Share the video, like it, do all the things with the video. Put some comments in there. Let's see where people are watching. From Kaecey, what's cracking?
Not much. I just watched I Am Racist today. It didn't meet all the hype that everybody made it out to being, but it was still good.
I'm looking forward to watching it. Cash, what's up with you?
Oh, just creating content, trying to edit videos and become a master of my craft.
I'm not gonna lie, the Black Press Secretary is pretty good.
Bro, people have been begging me to make them. That's why I kept it up. The first one was just supposed to be like, but then people are like, bro, we need a series of this. We need you to keep on going. I'm like, all right, bet. So I took some ideas for some people and created 3 more of them today. I grabbed 1 more that I still have to upload. And yeah.
So I think they're brilliant. I think instead of like ideas higher level, I think you should literally treat it as though you are the current Trump press secretary.
That's what I'm headed towards, but I need more Trump news. I need him to say something that's crazy.
Trump news?
I need him to say things that are crazy so I can defend him when I'm at the podium.
You look at they'll be like, we heard Trump was doing a Nazi rally from 1939.
Already did.
I missed that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did it sound like? Motherfucker, you didn't do it. Anyways. Motherfucker, there were Jews in the audience.
Hey, you're close. You're close. You're very close.
7.5 days ago. Did you guys already vote yet?
No, I was supposed to go today, but my mom called me with this like emergency, so it threw my whole day off. So I'm gonna go tomorrow.
You're allowed to vote?
Yeah, I can vote. I live in the great state of Indiana, bro.
So they allow and again, I'm not.
Yeah.
This is me being funny. I'm actually
felons
asking.
can vote. I'm wearing my I'm a J6er shirt when I go there.
You're not allowed.
No. Do not.
I can't.
That. No.
What if I wear a shirt that says "Free the J6ers"?
Nope.
Well, it depends on the state. You got to check your state. 21 states do not allow political jargon on shirts. Texas being one of them.
Really?
Well, they had political jargon when I was voting.
What'd you wear?
I wore a red hat. I wore a red hat, but it said Cali on it, and obviously my intention was that. But there were some guys wearing like an RFK shirt. They had Trump shirts in there. No one cared.
To save you time, just don't do it.
Don't risk it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, technically, they could just tell you to turn it inside out. But I'm going to tell you, if it's a Democrat poll watcher,
that's all it is out here.
Then be careful, because you never. I mean, as much as it's supposed to be free and fair, but you know that
they might take my ballot and rip it up.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know what's crazy though, bro? This is what's crazy. Indiana is overwhelmingly red, right?
Right.
But where I live at, all the northern counties, all of them, I'm talking about super because it's Chicagoland area. So it's straight Democrat. I'm talking about heavy blue. The people are red, but the officials, they're all blue.
That was very counterintuitive. Straight and Democrat in the same sentence.
I like what you did there.
Maga Mangione, you were gone last week. You're back. I hear you're also, I know we got a big week next week, but I hear you're actually going to be in Mexico.
I am. I planned it this way. I could not be in this country for the election. I will go insane. So I'm going to Mexico. I leave Wednesday and I get back next Thursday. So,
well, feel free for Mexico to just check in. If you want to pop in, we'll give you the link.
I'll get a couple margaritas and then pop in. But I'm already feeling very stressed out. I'm trying to just keep it level. But yeah.
Let's start with you. What are you predicting will happen with the actual election? Do you think it'll be? We know it's not going to be free and fair, but do you think it'll be big enough that we will win?
I've had so many I've changed my mind a million times, but as of the last few weeks, and especially like as it stands today, I'm feeling like it is, like I say, too big to rig. I mean, after the turnout in Madison Square Garden, we're getting the news today that the GOP's had the biggest jump in voter registrations in Pennsylvania. Even with the 2 ballot boxes being burned, I'm still feeling like there's no way in hell he's gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to rig it to a believable win.
Which the ballot boxes being burned is absolutely insane, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, this is some insane shit.
They're desperate. They're getting desperate. Whoever did it, I don't know.
Let me see. The other big thing is the Donald Trump DJT, whatever the stock ticker that is what Truth is under, today jumped up 26% in one day. It's almost at the level it was a few months back. It dropped pretty low. As of September, it was $13 a share, and as of today, it's $49.40. That's another major indicator of what's happening.
And Bezos coming out today and saying they're hiring more conservative voices. The reports, alleged reports. I mean, Trump confirmed that he's talked to the CEO of Google, but that and Tim Cook, I think he also confirmed that they're calling him, trying to smooth relations. I mean, it appears that everybody is pumping for a Trump victory, even those who kind of have some background information.
Do you know what's insane? So LA Times, for people that don't know, LA Times and not New York Times, what's the WAPO, Washington Post, two heavy left papers decided to not endorse a political candidate, which, I mean, it's usually a layup. And fact is, WAPO is Bezos. And they're saying that Bezos is the one that actually stepped in and said, we are not endorsing Kamala Harris. And it's not because he doesn't want to. He knows that right now, the dollar matters to him. And fact is, the major consumers that are speaking up with their dollar are conservatives, which is a big thing. And somebody that wealthy, they could do what they want, but they see the track and they see what's going on. So I think that's a huge deal to pay attention to. Cash.
Man, listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I swear to y'all, man, I feel like Trump is about to dog walk this Kamala. It's over. It's done. They were even saying that in the early voting that right now Republicans are smashing Democrats in early voting, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's not, so you can't, so just to be clear on how early voting works. So you can't, they won't actually register the votes. With the way that they're saying is there's more registered Republicans that have voted than registered.
We're smashing them, bro.
Yeah.
We're smashing them. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And she knows she's done. That's the thing about it. She knows she's done. Look at how desperate they are getting, bro. They over here talking about the joke that was being made rather than anything else. That's all that they got is to call Trump a Nazi and say that he's holding Nazi rallies and he's got a racist comedian on the stage. That's what they got. They can't go off. They can't talk about what they're going to do, the policies, their merit, any of that. The plan moving forward for the American people. They can't give you anything that is concrete, just good. And that's why they're losing so bad. Trump's got a positive message moving forward. This is why he's smashing them right now. Everything he's saying is just like, oh, all of America's like, yeah, we want that. That's what we want. We want that. It's the people that are fucking stupid that can't grasp anything past Trump's a racist. They can't see past what the news headlines say, that are just like, oh, I'm voting for Kamala because she's a black woman, because she's a woman, because that's it. It's to me, this is over. It's done. It's already in the bag.
Did you see what RFK said the other day? So with the transition team, so Trump has already gotten private funding in order to create 20 people out of his transition team, which is typically not done until the lobbyists get involved after the election results are over. Trump has already gotten private funding unrelated to lobbies to pick his own transition team, to which he has already hired RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, and other
Elon
people.
Musk.
Elon Musk, you're right. Non-lobby-based people. So these are people that are actually going to be doing what he's saying he wants to do, and they're not going to be forced by the lobby. He is making a big anti-lobby push, which to me, like you said, I think it's over. However, he is showing that he is not just towing the line, but he is stepping on the powers that be. And
yeah.
When you put your foot on the tiger's neck, you know what they say. If he doesn't just follow through, there's a chance they will find a way to continue to burn ballot boxes. Who knows what else they'll continue to do. But I think at this point, any rational human being will understand that it is over. He is making promises that are so good for the American people. He's tiptoeing around the idea of getting rid of major sets of taxes like income taxes. Again, how difficult that will be. That's a financial question that is almost impossible, and replacing it with tariffs. Again, it's things that people want to hear. If it's doable, that is a question. He's obviously talking about some of the other policies that he's bringing other people in on. And I think that anybody with a brain right now has to realize that if I almost foresee this being a 300-point electoral college win if it was legit. Look how many people showed up in New York.
Listen, bro. Nicki Minaj just came out and endorsed President Trump, bro.
Oh,
Nicki Minaj, which I know people could argue and say, well, her music is a little, trashy. Her. Yeah, I like Nicki Minaj too, as far as like her personality. She's funny as hell. But she just came out and endorsed Trump.
Where?
To me, that's all over. It's all over right now.
Yeah,
she just came out and endorsed Trump, and it's, bro, I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of people. When you look at the caliber of people that are endorsing Kamala Harris and going to her rallies and speaking, and then the caliber of people that are endorsing Trump and then going to his rallies and speaking. I mean,
even I don't know if you guys follow that Shank Uyghur on X, but he is the Young Turks, the founder, I think, of Young Turks, and he is like a never Trumper, very far left. He posted, I think it was today or yesterday, he said, my intuition is screaming that Trump is going to win, and he's very upset about it. But I feel like as left voices go, he does try to be fairly, like, he doesn't like Kamala either, but he hates Trump, and he's like, he's gonna win. And
the other chick too, what's her name? The pretty white chick that's on there?
Anna Kasparian.
Yeah, she's been going off on a tirade lately.
She's been she flipped a little bit.
Yep.
They're saying that the clip from Nicki
coming out. Yeah, I don't know.
They're saying the clip from Nicki Minaj is from 2019 and has not officially endorsed the former president.
Yes, she did.
Is it the video where she's sitting?
No, it's not a video. It's her own post.
God, I'm on DuckDuckGo and it's nowhere even on there.
I'll look her.
Yeah, it was her own post.
On what?
Let's see if I can find it.
See if we can find it, because I personally don't see it. It's not popping up on DuckDuckGo.
Yeah,
but regardless,
I shared earlier is the video. So you must have when you look into it, it must have been older. Yeah. Not surprised.
So the other thing I was going to bring up is, there's a lot of flack for Tony Hinchcliffe from Kill Tony, obviously making the Puerto Rican joke. What people are leaving out is the fact that George Lopez at a Kamala rally the same day made a joke about Mexicans as well, saying, I hope when Kamala rebuilds the wall, they do it in one day, because if they leave equipment out, it's probably going to get stolen, talking about for Mexicans. How is it? It's always the rules for thee type situation. But fact is, Tony's joke wasn't probably great. I think he does a lot for shock value. There's a rumor that he went off script a bit. I also love Tony Hinchcliffe.
People were sensitive, bro. They gotta cut that out.
What's that?
I said people were too damn sensitive. They gotta cut that out, bro. Getting all mad about a joke.
The thing is, the crowd didn't like. If they would have cheered, then maybe like there would have been people could be like, "Look at these racists." But even the crowd was like, So I think that says a lot about the Nazi-esque Hitler crowd. Also, to talk about the misinformation that they're doing with the Nazi rally in comparison to Trump, saying that it's typical Trump to harken back to the 1939 Nazi rally. Which was like the Take America rally or something along those lines back in 1939. They've conveniently ignored the fact that LBJ, Bill Clinton, Bush Sr., I believe, had a rally. Who else?
Jimmy Carter.
There's like 6 or 7 other presidents that have had a rally at Madison Square Garden. Nobody with the same actual attendance as Donald Trump had. But there's been many other presidents. But for some odd reason, just because Donald Trump is there, it's hearkening back to the Nazi rally. It's bullshit.
That's all
also
dumb.
add to that, Madison Square Garden has moved 6 times since then. It's been in 6 different in Madison Square Garden since that last rally, the KKK rally or whatever it was, Nazi rally. When that happened, Madison Square Garden has been in 6 locations since. So it's not even the same building.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
They just love just running. That's all that they got to go on, bro, is this whole white supremacy narrative. Even though this, you know what? I forgot to talk about this. Tyler Perry, you big sissified motherfucker, bro. Sorry for the language. Sissified ass dude came out and talked at Kamala's rally and then used all the talking points that have been, again, debunked. But he used them anyway.
What was he using?
Talking about the good people on both sides and being a Nazi. And I'm like, bro, really? You come on, man. And it's always, why's it gotta be the brothers that got some suspect shit in their background? Like, yeah, you can make some movies. I love Medea. You know, I love the Medea movies. They're funny as hell. But you suspect, bro. You got this close relationship with Oprah. And, you know, Monique came out talking about you a gatekeeper and you try to block her career. A couple other people have said the same things. And it's all how these Hollywood people come out in support of Kamala. And then this is the thing that gets me. You run the same lies. So it's like, did you get a script for this? Is this something that you have written and gone over that you want to bring to the people to try to compel them to believe you? Even though this shit's been debunked, it's kind of like they know that their supporters are fucking brain dead, is what it feels like. They know that their supporters are brain dead and they don't do no research at all. So they could keep on running with the same exact lies over and over and over and not get caught out. Tyler Perry, I'm calling you out, sis. I'm calling you out. Chomp.
Cisgender. Yeah, I mean, like, people are like, what's the October surprise? And there really hasn't been one. The October surprise is the way that the Democrats are trying to pin this as a Nazi thing. It's so funny. Let's not forget that less than a month ago, after the second assassination attempt, they were like, all right, we got to tone down the rhetoric in this country. And then this to me is the evidence of how desperate they are. They're like, Hail Mary, we got to go Hail Mary. We have to make him a Nazi.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Hillary Clinton she talked, they've gone across the board. They got the generals that hate Trump to come out and all say the same thing at the same time and be like, he hearkens Hitler. He praised Hitler. He did all these different things. Let's all get it at the same time. Let's get the messaging right. He's in Madison Square Garden to be what could be his last rally. Let's try to see if this falls on the American people. And honestly, I don't think it worked at all.
No, it definitely didn't. It did not.
What do we think? Have you guys seen? I always mispronounce his last name, and I feel bad. That Jack Posobiec.
Jack
Posobiec.
Yes, thank you, Posobiec. What he shared from apparently his informant in the White House and what Biden is saying. I don't know him to make up stuff or feel like he has credible sources, but I don't know.
Kelly and I were having this discussion because she's like, isn't he sometimes overline? So Jack Posobiec, how do you pronounce it, Cash?
Posobiec. Jack Posobiec.
Yeah.
So if you remember, on January 6th, we were following his tweets, and he's a guy, he's kind of like Trump. He speaks mostly about the truth, but he embellishes. And he was in D.C. the day before, and he actually said, shit's going to go, maybe he was right, who knows? He goes, shit's going to go down tomorrow. I would suggest leaving the city. And we're like, all right, he's too much for us. But over time, he's mostly accurate. Sometimes he embellishes, but for the most part, I think he's pretty spot on. He did speak a couple days ago on X talking about the fact that he had inside information that Joe Biden was essentially saying, I told you all this was a bad idea.
This
like,
campaign's done.
I believe him, bro. He ain't. I've read some of the books that he had out when I was in prison, and I mean, I haven't found none that I disagree with him on. And when he talks, he's pretty much reliable in my experience. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna agree.
So
And
yeah,
wasn't his previous job, he was like a Navy intelligence officer or something like that? Like I've only been following him for probably the last year. So I mean, from what I've seen, he seems to be pretty. I just didn't want to come.
I think he wrote that Antifa book too. I'm not mistaken. He wrote a book about Antifa.
I'm looking.
But it was quite funny. Something along the lines of Biden supposedly said it's been a case of the hare and the tortoise, but in this case, the hare is also like not only slow but also stupid.
Yeah.
That said something that like Biden, when it comes to her, his coherency is like just none, like second to none. Like he's got a special place in his head for Kamala.
Well, I think what it is, and I was talking about this actually earlier. I think what it is he has good days and he has bad days. It's part of dementia. So I think when his good days and he's sharp and he's mad that he's not running for president is when he's like, fuck this chick. And he goes off. And then the other days, like, I don't know if you saw the latest gaffe of Biden. He was talking the other day and he even at one point goes, I'm okay. Or I'm not like mid speech. Like there's days that he's off. There's days that he's on. They don't care anymore.
Yo,
I mean,
he had a meltdown the other day. Did y'all see that?
I think that we're probably talking about the same thing.
Yo, my man had a complete meltdown. Complete meltdown. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, Jack Posobiec, reliable source. I would say if you guys get the chance, I think the book is called the Antifa Manual.
Stories from Inside the Black Bloc. That's what it is.
Yeah, but he's got another one too.
No,
but whatever.
That's the Antifa one that I see.
Okay, well, any of his books, I would recommend because the brother puts out some information and he backs it up. You know what I mean? He'll cite everything of where he's getting his information from, so you can go and check it out. You know, so yeah, shout out to Jack Posobiec.
Yeah, so some of the other things, like, I did that live last week about, you know, why a decent person can vote for a Trump supporter. It's interesting this year. As much as the division is greater in this country, I think the left is a little bit more afraid to come on camera and talk about it. I mean, I think we've seen that as it's been so hard to get people from the opposite side on our shows and stuff like that. Shout out to, of course, Jay, who also seemingly great guy. Absolutely, sorry, batshit off. I finally told him, I go, stop celebrating that Kamala is going to win. Like, this is not, I don't want to celebrate that Trump is going to win. I don't want to celebrate the Kamala. I literally, like, we're talking about real issues and he's lost the ability. Like, he's just become so ultra.
I've noticed in my comment section, he's been on one, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm just going to let everybody do their thing. All right. And I'm going to just be cool with it. Because when Trump gets back in office, you're going to hear me say this shit for the next 4 years. I'm going to be saying liberal tears. All you hard-pressed ass, never Trumping, you're wrong for voting for Trump. All of y'all, Trump's never going to win. I'm going to be talking about liberal tears for the next 4 years. Straight up.
Leftist tears because they've lost the ability to be called liberal. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, true that. Leftist tears. Yeah.
Leftist tears. Robbie Samuels was one that just kept putting comments in, and I can't, like, and then now he started watching it today and he's been commenting, and I'm like, I'm not going to respond to everything you say. I took the time to do it during the video. I'm not going to respond to the comments because he's still talking about how dare you not care about the police officers on January 6th that died from suicide afterwards and after the fact. I'm like, now you're just stretching it because your original comment was the fact that police officers died at the Capitol. No police officers died at the Capitol or from the Capitol. And if you want to talk about suicide, how about we talk about all the police officers that committed suicide during the riots of BLM? I mean, these are things you just
valid argument right there.
So stupid.
I'll say that.
But and Robbie Samuels, I don't think he made it to the end because at one point in the 2 hours near the end, I talked about him personally because Robbie Samuels was originally Elena. Elena became Robbie. Robbie got married.
What?
Yeah, he's a big fan of the movie Transformers. So, but
the dude that was on your podcast?
What's that?
The dude that you was interviewing? Like having a debate with?
That was a couple weeks ago. This is a different one. This is the guy that left a bunch of questions when I opened it up the other night to people talking. If anybody want to ask questions,
so he used to be a she.
He used to be a she.
So, that's why you're never gonna win that argument. You're arguing with a woman.
But here's the thing. Well, he never. If he would have came on live, we would have had the conversation. But here's the interesting thing, and this is where I know that he didn't make it to the end because he would have got really in his feelings because he had a post from 2022 that I found where he's like, here's about me. And he talked about, he's like, I'm with a pan cisgender female, married. We've got 2 children. I'm okay with that. You do what you want to do. But then he said, I'm very proud of my autistic child. Kudos. And then I'm very proud of my gender queer child as well. His kids were 4 and 6.
Well, they both got a mental thing going on. So I understand. He's giving the accolades to both because he's allowing one of them that can't help it. And then the other one is just, I mean, come on, when you got fucked parents, what do you expect?
Well, yeah, when you're talking about, to me, when you're looking at a 4 and 6 year old, and you are like, here's the deal. I have a parent that I went to high school with that has a gender that had a kid going through gender dysphoria at 4. She's a conservative family. I don't know which way they've ended up going, but they helped their kid do all the things. I don't think they did this surgery yet. Maybe, I have no idea, but that's at least 2 regular, normal parents. This is, you've adopted children and you've already made a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old gender queer. That's child abuse at that point.
Now, I just want to point this out real quick, right? So if a child comes up to you and says that they feel a certain type of way, right? This is just me. This is me. Then you have a conversation with that child and tell them the reality of the situation. Now, when they're older, teenagers or whatever, hey, you do you. You make your own mind up. That's on you. But as a child, it's my job as a parent to instruct you in what's reality and what's not. So how can you instruct the child in what's reality and what's not if you already ain't living in fucking reality?
Exactly. I get it.
No, you're Cash. This is where you'll get in trouble. That's child abuse. You're supposed to go and ask the kindergarten teacher on them to ask your child on what they want to be. That is the proper process.
Or you go to Coach Waltz, that folksy Coach Waltz. Hey, we're going to go to your state. We're going to leave your parents behind, and we'll let you do whatever gender surgery you want at the age of 9, and they won't be able to get you back.
But you know what? The tampons in men's bathrooms are to help them read. It's for when they just maybe had got done in the act or something, and they butts bleeding.
Here's the deal. Unless it was Cashley Kelly, if that butt's bleeding for longer than an hour, then we need to have a discussion.
Yo, don't ever put me in that situation.
Compliments to the chef.
I got nothing to do with that.
Now I sound like Trump talking about
I don't march in that parade, bro. All right? But yeah, with the whole child thing, just so everybody knows, there are children out there that get confused. All right? I'm not talking crazy because my son came and said some crazy stuff to me one day and I had to check him. He's got nothing but girls around him. So, I've been doing more boy stuff with him since he's been back up this way with me. But he said something that was off to me. And I got mad at first. I'm like, hold on, wait, you don't say stuff like that. You're a boy. You know what I'm saying? I got pissed off. I had to call Dawn. I'm like, hey, Dawn, look, check this out. This is what happened. You know what I'm saying? And then when I had the conversation with my son, he was like, I was just playing, Dad, and because he's playful. He's like me. And I remember when I was his age, I used to do some off-brand shit too when I was young. You know what I'm saying? I used to say some crazy things because of the stuff that I would watch on TV. You know what I'm saying? And I had older sister.
You were duplicating what you watched on TV then. Think about what it is now.
Exactly. But, I just would say don't feed into that, man. And if that person, I don't know what to call him. Does he identify as identify as a he?
His name is Robbie. If I wanted to get really nasty during the video, I would have quote unquote dead named it, but I'll call him Robbie. I'll give him that.
Yeah, you over here giving awards. I can't get with that. You giving accolades because your son is 4 years old talking about he's, whatever he's trying to say that he is. And you're confusing that baby. And you can't even teach him how to pee. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's not right. Not right.
Waz had a real banger on this one. When my son was 4, he thought he was a car. I didn't take him to the auto shop and have a bumper installed on him. He's freaking 4 years old.
Shout out Waz, bro. That's great.
But I have a cousin that is going through gender transition. I think they are now like 12 years old. And when born female, and she was a very colicky baby and would cry a lot. And she has an older brother. And this is from family members telling us now. The parents would always say, oh, brother's name was such a good baby and girl's name is such a bad baby. So she started thinking, brother's good, I'm a bad girl. And so she would always tell the family members, like, oh, so my brother's so good, but I'm a bad girl. All of a sudden, she decides she's transgender and wants to be a boy when she's 5 or 6. And they're doing the whole 9 yards of the sterilization and the
what
walkers and all this stuff. 12 or 13, and the whole family is like doesn't know what to do. They cut out anybody. They excommunicate anybody who says anything differently. It's horrible. And I'm sorry if I don't think they watch this, but if they do, it's child abuse, what they're doing to their child. And your child will be irreparably damaged, and it's child abuse.
Well, guess what? Their ass is about to be dead in the water when Trump gets back in office, because that's not flying anymore. So then what happens to them kids that have done that? You know what I'm saying? Then what happens when Trump comes out and says, we're not doing this no more, it's over with? What, are they going to like start convulsing? And how's that supposed to?
They'll still be able to do it. There won't be any government funding for it. And it will not be something that's kind of widely recognized. You could still privately do the things that they're going to do. It'll be very difficult for him to make it illegal because they'll consider it mental health. It won't be celebrated the same way, and they will all the regulations of state to state, like where Waltz has it, like a sanctuary state, like in Minnesota and other places where they can go and like go away from their parents. That will be able to be stopped, but people will still be able to transition their children and do maybe not surgery as easily, but they'll definitely be able to do puberty blockers and do whatever it is, especially in the bluer states, because it's still going to be a state issue, but it will not be the same as it is now. And when it comes to federal inmates, they will not be getting funding from the federal government to help them transition.
That shit's crazy, though. I'm sorry. I don't think that a child should be able to get any of that done until they're an adult. You know what I'm saying? And they make their own conscious decision to say, this is what I really want. This is what I want. Because as a kid, you don't know what the hell you want. My kids tell me they want one thing for Christmas, then the next day they got something completely different that they want. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the hell they want to drink or eat. But it's okay for them to know what gender they want to be. I disagree. I think that's...
In my opinion, the bad parenting of telling her that her brother was so great and that she's a bad girl. When you're doing that to a 2 and 3-year-old and that's all they're hearing, that absolutely wires their brain to think, I'm not loved as a girl. I need to be a boy like my brother. And so it's just a classic case of horrible parenting. I mean, I'm not trying to just completely dog my cousins, but to me, it's just despicable. And that they lash out at everyone. She was named after me, actually. Now she's not, but yeah, it's very sad. My heart breaks for her, and I hope that she can be okay.
I don't know why you guys have so many problems with this. Like, they can go to the liquor store and buy alcohol. They can have cigarettes. Like, what's the deal? Why can't they choose their gender?
Tattoos? Don't forget about tattoos.
Oh, and tattoos.
Own guns, right? Buy guns.
Buy guns, yeah.
What is that?
I know it's off subject. So we actually don't have Make America Think Again hoodies.
Why? Why don't we?
We don't have. It's just not on our side. But we can. I mean, these are things that we can add.
We should possibly do that ASAP because it's getting cold. I know you out there in good old boy Texas. Tell you what, but other people that live in other places in the world, it's cold, and we need some hoodies. As you see, I'm rocking one right now, so I don't gotta have the heat all the way up.
You don't have to talk to Russo about being cold. He's cold when it's like 80 degrees outside, and he has 7 layers on trying to do a football game.
That is a lie.
I noticed that too.
I'm about 10 pounds heavy right now, so I'm pretty warm. So
you're fluffy. Is that what you're saying?
I'm fluffy. Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of thoughts in my head about revamping a lot of the gear and adding more stuff. But
let's do it. I got some cool designs.
That'll be. I mean,
we would have to talk about it and figure it out.
I like the Trump versus everybody shirt I saw somebody wearing. I feel like we could duplicate.
It don't gotta just be Trump stuff. Let's do different stuff. Politics is about to be done in like a month. Not even.
Oh, whatever.
Trump versus everybody. I'm actually with Cash on that one. I'm literally thinking of shirts that I would actually wear.
Yes, exactly. Just normal everyday stuff that you can rock anytime and not be pointed at and called a racist. That's the way to go.
Everybody is something I would want to wear, like especially if we win. So
that's true. I would rock that.
Will be over in a month is insane.
What's that?
You think politics are going to be over in a month?
I think my investment in politics might be over in a month.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's only going to get started on Tuesday.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably, you know me. You know me. I say I'm going to try to get away from the politics, but I just always get right back into it because I see a video that's hilarious and I got to say something about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
probably not
I
done
might
with
get
politics.
more into the clothing and advertising and stuff like that, but I don't know. We'll talk about that during the live stream next week. What's going on, Free? What's happening?
What Dawn said. Look at that. Look at that. What Dawn said.
Oh no, that's a well-known thing. It's like the highest suicide rate for people that have gender dysphoria. It's like 30. It was either 34 or 43% attempt to commit suicide, and then the post-operative, the percentage was literally mirrored, the exact same. So
that's why the UK, after I think it was a 10 or 15-year study, the results came out and they banned all gender transitioning care for children in the UK. I think that happened this year. Was it last year?
Recently, yeah, I know. It does nothing. It's literally just
to allow it. Yeah.
Nothing.
This is off topic, but I wanted to create a shirt that's got like a picture of Kanye West right here, and it's gonna say President Bush hates black people, and then it's gonna say I'm a conspiracy theorist, and then on the back it's gonna have the towers getting hit, and it's gonna say 9/11 was an inside job. Huh? Right? That's a good shirt.
Hey,
I think the quote was, what is it? George Bush does not care about black people. And then they got to like Chris Rock being like, we don't know what to do.
No, it was Chris Tucker.
Yeah. President Bush hates black people.
Kaecey, didn't Kash just say that he didn't want the political shirts? And
that's a conspiracy theory shirt. That's a conspiracy shirt.
I'll always find a way to get back into it. So.
I will. I think I'd regularly rock a dark MAGA hat. Actually, the MAGA with the gold.
Me too.
I think those are good looking hats.
I'm still waiting for mine to get here.
Mine too.
I didn't get one yet.
Question. I tried to order one on TikTok instead of spend the $50, but
I'm poor.
Probably never come.
Never, Cash. I already ordered yours.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is true.
Guess he hasn't got his yet. What was I going to say? Oh, let's talk about Joe Rogan. I think that, to me, I think I even said on one of our shows months ago when we were talking about October surprises, I think I said one of the October surprises was Trump going on Rogan. Did I say that, Emily? I think I said that.
Yeah. And they definitely, impeccable timing on their part. I mean, to me, that was the best timing to save it till right now.
Yeah. And I think he did well. I think it's fascinating to watch him. I learned a lot more about Trump during that interview, not about his policy. I learned how masterful he is at guiding a conversation the way that he wants to guide a fucking conversation.
The weave.
The weave was on fire. Like a lot of times I think Trump, I'm like, man, Trump, you've lost a step, or, like compared to when he started, but he's still obviously the best choice there is right now. But like, there's some times where I'm watching, nobody is better than Joe Rogan at breaking somebody apart. And he couldn't get some answers out of Trump. As much as we wanted him, Trump was able to just and like circle around and answer just enough. He gave more than he has in the past, which is, I didn't know what I was doing really on day one. This is like the second time he said that. It took him about 30 minutes to get to that. He was too busy talking about how he sold luxury and how gorgeous the Lincoln bedroom was and how
Lincoln bedroom, it was surreal. I walked in, I said, oh, this is where Abraham Lincoln laid in the bed. Was larger than all the other beds. People were a lot shorter back then. Did you know? They were a lot shorter. He was huge. His bed was huge. They had to make it longer. It was like this when all the other beds were like this. And I just seen it. It's more beautiful in person, let me tell you. It was more beautiful in person. And I've been to places, and every place that I've been, they're beautiful, but the White House is more beautiful, I would say.
If anybody didn't watch it, that's pretty much spot on what was said from Trump.
And then Trump's so good, almost to the down to the minute. 3/4 of the way through an interview, then he flips around and starts asking the interviewer of something they're really interested in. Like he brings up the UFC, then he strokes the ego. You're amazing, Joe. You're so talented. You know so much. Blah blah blah. And then they get back. He's genius in an interview.
Yeah, it is like he is a mad genius when it comes to this. Like that's how he was such a good businessman.
Yeah,
is he's able to just circle around and then get what he wants at the end. And I'm not going to say even when he would interrupt Joe, he goes, respectfully, let me finish. And you just don't do that with Joe Rogan. He managed to overtalk Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan wasn't nervous about it being President Trump. He didn't give a shit. Joe knew that he was more important to Trump than to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's getting $100 million a year no matter what. It doesn't friggin' matter. So the fact that
Joe dressed up for that interview, he wore his little UFC shirt.
Yeah. I mean, but fact is, Trump won the day with the ability, and he didn't say anything too far off. He admitted some of his small amounts of his failures. I love when he called Comey a stupid son of a bitch. Like, it's very real, authentic. There was a question made, and again, he kept trying to get him to answer certain things.
Bring up the vaccines, which I remember us talking. We didn't know if Joe was going to try and hammer down and kind of bring that up, since that was such a huge issue for Joe. But I think we talked about that. And I'm like, I think Joe knows what's at stake here, and he's voting for Trump. He's supporting Trump. He's supporting RFK, and I don't think he wanted to try and catch Trump up in something like that.
Cash, what did it sound like when Trump was telling Joe Rogan that he was definitely not? He's not a Kamala voter.
I didn't even see that part yet.
Oh no,
I didn't make it all the way.
He's like,
formal endorsement from Joe. He's like, you're not a Kamala.
He's like, we know you're not gonna vote for. You're a smart guy. You're not like.
We know you're not gonna vote for Kamala. You're a smart guy. You're smart. You're not voting for her. No one with a brain is voting for her, especially you, Joe. You seem smart, very intelligent. You like big podcast you have, the number one podcast. There's no way.
He was like, you'll do very. She would. That's why she can't come on your show. Can you imagine her having a conversation like this? She would do very poorly, very bad.
She's very stupid. She's very stupid. No one understands how stupid this woman actually is. She's not smart at all. Can you imagine her coming on your show, you asking questions, she's trying to dodge them, and she tells you again how she's raised middle class? That's a lie. We all know. There's no middle class in Canada. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
What is free? I know that Rogan did the bit with a couple of the comedians afterwards. I think I saw some bits and pieces, but I don't know. Do you know what Free's talking about here? Anybody? Not sure.
I didn't watch. He did like a fight companion episode the next day, and I just saw clips. I watched it.
Yeah.
Hey Sal, stop acting like a little bitch before I kick you out the comment section.
Oh, and this part bothered me. So I agree. I'm agree with Sal. So this is later in the thing. Trump goes,
well,
I'm going to do
other comments from Sal.
What's that?
It was also other comments.
Yeah, I'm talking about his other comments. This one just was the icing on the cake that made me just call him out.
But this one's an interesting one because that's actually what I was thinking of a couple minutes ago, is when he was Rogan was doing everything he could to try to get the how do you know it was proven. And they both came to an agreement on the areas that it was not proven but stolen. They talked about the suppression of information and the media lies about like the Russian, like the collusion and all that stuff. And they go, that's enough. That's all you need. But he said, Trump, what's your evidence about, why are these lawsuits never going forward? And Trump said, he goes, I'll come back on another show and I will lay out paperwork after paperwork of how we could prove it. But it's still, and then Joe was like, all right, give me one like concrete example. And he goes, it was so much. It was a lot. I'm like, because I want the same. I wanted this. I mean, we all know what Crowder has shown, with the dead voter rolls and all, like we know, but we want to see the evidence and we want to know why it never made it past the circuit courts and all this stuff. I want to know. I think
they say they filed it wrong. That's why
how do you file something wrong.
That's what they said. That's what they said, that it was filed wrong. They didn't do proper procedure.
Yeah.
So that's why it didn't go in front of the Supreme Court. It wasn't that they didn't have evidence. It was the fact that they didn't present their evidence the right way.
Fucked that up so many times.
I don't know.
So yeah, 35 million views on YouTube. Is there a way to pull the Spotify numbers? By the way, the numbers for the McCullough episode, which I think was the most watched episode in podcast history, was like 40 something million, and that was on Spotify.
The biggest one is Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and that is at 69 million.
Is that on YouTube or is that on everything across the board?
I'm pretty sure it's YouTube.
Got it. Okay, so this still is on the way there. So interesting. Elon might have beat him, but I also want to know the Spotify numbers as well. So.
Well, if Trump would have lit up a joint like Elon did on the show, I think he would have already been over 100 million.
Yeah, right.
Hey, man. They called my man. They said he was having a Nazi rally, bro. Which is crazy because I saw a bunch of Israeli flags in the audience, bro.
And they had a black speaker, the co-founder of Death Row Records, and a Hindu. I'm like, okay, we got a Hindu up there. We have Death Row Records. We have pro-Israel. We have Jews. They were like, had their yarmulkes on in the crowd. I'm like, that's a bad Nazi rally.
Yep.
I would love for people to also, if you get an opportunity to watch the JD Vance and Theo Vaughn interview. That was one of the funniest things I have seen in my whole entire life. To me, that was a much more entertaining interview. I think
Tim Dillon and JD, because I love Tim Dillon.
I haven't seen the Tim Dillon and JD.
Excellent, hilarious. They did this whole thing, and Tim's like, "Why can't a 7-year-old permanently transition?" Like, and they're quite. Tim Dillon, I think, is hilarious. So that was they did
because his nuts ain't fully dropped yet.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, God, there was really, really funny. There were some really funny bits in the Theo Vaughn one when JD Vance was asking about, they were talking about fentanyl crossing the border, and they talked about the dangers of drugs today or how different it is. And when Theo Vaughn legit goes, man, you can't even do cocaine anymore. He goes, I don't know if I can say this, but it sucks. You can't even do cocaine anymore. And
that was funny. I seen that clip.
JD Vance just starts cracking up. There was another part that was unrelated to fentanyl, drugs, and the border where, like, sometimes Theo Vaughn says shit, but he goes, Theo Vaughn's like, you like the raisin bread from Waffle House? And he goes, no, I like just the regular toast. I don't like raisins much. He goes, do you like raisins, Theo? And Theo goes, man, I like a grape that's been through something. I like raisins.
Well, I like when he did the Trump interview and he's like, the cocaine, he's like grinding his teeth. He's like, It's starting to get a real rattle in it. I don't even know where the hell this shit came from in this country. And Trump's like,
man. That's funny.
Man, it was funny. And yeah, I mean, I think we've seen one of the best. And this is where Trump is calculated. There was, like, in the beginning when JD Vance was the selection, there was a lot of negativity around it. They were like, this was a bad pick. I think JD Vance is truly the catalyst that made this, that shifted the momentum in this election. To me, my personal opinion, I think JD Vance is clutch.
I wasn't sure about him when he was picked. I was disappointed initially, but I think I even was buying into some of that stuff. And I think the first interview I watched was him on, like, the Nelk Boys podcast. And I'm like, this is the most normal person I've ever seen in politics. Like, after I've watched close to every interview he's done, I'm like, I love this guy. It was a great pick. I wasn't sure about it at first, but
yeah, I think
he's pretty good.
He's the key.
All I know is America, stop being so sensitive. I'm sorry, I'm going back. I can't believe people got mad about the damn jokes. I don't understand that. It's comedy. You might not like it, but it's comedy. And we know what kind of comedy he does. He goes at everybody. That's just what he does. Okay, given it was a rally and people might have been a little touchy because they're calling us white supremacists for being here. They're calling it a Nazi rally, so don't laugh at anything that might be a little suspect. But for people just to get up and just be up in arms over the damn joke, which, I mean, it wasn't a lie. It was not a lie. What he said about the Puerto Rican dirty whatever in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Did you look up what have you seen what came out about the waste?
No.
Trash. They have a trash problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a legit thing. So it's not like he was being racist. He was stating an actual fact about Puerto Rico.
Like, he wasn't saying, I mean, I guess a lot of people don't know this because the media doesn't cover this, but they have a huge problem with getting trash off that island. So they have piles of trash everywhere. So when he called it a floating whatever piece of garbage, he was talking about their trash problem.
Yes.
And the Puerto Ricans weren't offended by that. I've met some wonderful Puerto Ricans.
Somewhere they were in their feelings a little bit. And I was just like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Bad Bunny came out and supported Kamala because of it.
Of course, we knew Bad Bunny was going to hop his little sweet sugar ass over there to the Kamala campaign. We knew that already. That's the guy that be kissing people on stage that are just like him biologically. So we knew which way he was going to go.
I have an answer for this, but I want to let you guys free ask the question. Do you think Vance adds any states or even votes? I think he only appeals to Trump, who Trump already appealed to.
No, I think he grabs more establishment style Democrats or Republicans.
Yeah, I agree.
Kaecey?
Yeah, I don't think he. I'll just be honest. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter who the VP is. It's exactly what JD Vance says. You're voting for the president, not necessarily the VP. I don't think it changes anything. I think everybody that's going to vote for Donald Trump already was going to vote for Donald Trump. The VP did not make any decision in that matter.
I think I'm gonna respectfully disagree from a very small level. I think it's a percentage. I think where it matters is in states that are bordering Ohio. I think he's done a good job potentially. I mean, even if 1% in Pennsylvania, that changes the vote. So I think some of those bordering states and the fact that he legitimized the Trump presidency with somebody solid, since Trump is older, having somebody that is a potential heir apparent if something were to happen, especially with the assassination attempts, I do think he mattered. I think Waltz actually hurt Kamala.
100%.
So I do think the VP mattered in this one a little bit because Waltz showed so poorly and because JD showed so well, and we do have an older Trump. So I think that it mattered in Pennsylvania. Ohio is already going to go red. It's been red. But I think Pennsylvania, the key state, the biggest state in the election, that in Wisconsin, I think he's helped in because he relates to people that are middle class, blue collar, and he gives this kind of air of intelligence that come from is good. I actually don't think, even with Waltz being from Minnesota, I don't think Minnesota is even a lock right now for the Democrats. Usually you at least pick somebody that you know will get them their important state. And I don't think it's a done deal for Minnesota right now.
Right now, Trump is leading in every swing state.
Yeah.
Depending on the poll, most polls.
Every poll.
A little shout out, bring it back to Puerto Rico, because shout out to my friends in Puerto Rico, Carlos and Sophia. We spent a lot of time together in Korea. And we were just talking about, Puerto Rico, and they're like, we are forgotten. Like, they don't pay attention to us, especially this current administration does not pay attention to them. They have no voice. They don't have any senators or representatives, I believe. And I mean, they're just like, we're supposed to be part of the United States, but we don't have any form of a say. Both of them are, I believe, Trump supporters. But I mean, Trump, there's that viral clip of him from, I don't know when it was, when he's like, Puerto Rico, I love Puerto Rico. Like, he's been the only one that's given them attention. This administration I don't even know if they've said the word Puerto Rico.
Well, they'll say they're going to use, they'll also talk about the fact that Trump supposedly withheld some aid to them when they were going through the big issue, like however many, 4 years ago? No, 5 or 6 years ago.
Their president was hoarding the food and letting it rot in the warehouses.
Right. He's explained it, but they're going to use some of that against him. But
I don't know, papi. I don't know. I tell you this right now. Puerto Rican, they voting Trump, papi. They voting Trump. They say it in the street. They say, who you voting? I voting Trump, papi.
Yeah, I felt that was straight out of
Lo siento, no me gusta, Kamala.
That was straight out of Scarface right there. What are they, Colombian? They're Colombian. I don't know. Cuban?
No,
Cuban.
what?
They were Cuban. Sorry.
I don't like Colombians. You don't remember that line?
Yeah. I fucking hate
it's Cuban.
Colombians.
Cuban refugee.
And the
Do you know how many times I've taken the photo of the hotel hallway on South Beach where they did where the chainsaw thing happened?
But Cubans don't say poppy, so that's not Cuban. That's Puerto Ricans say poppy and Dominicans.
They said you failed on that one. You sounded like
I did not. I just came from prison with a bunch of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I just did their accent.
You know what, if you mix Puerto Ricans with Trump, you know what you get? A Cuban. So there it is. That's just how it happens.
Someone asked in the comments where'd you guys find me at if I'm a J6er also.
I had a good joke for that, but I didn't say it out of.
Where is it?
It was at 6:52 p.m. Filter Gamer. I would say I was not a J6er, but I also will not get hired because of what I post on social media. So I'm almost the equivalent of a J6er.
J6er at heart.
J6er at heart. I probably would have been there, but I cover my unhireability just by what I post.
So we learned, Cash, that this might be the one accent the Puerto Rican accent you might avoid. Stick with Trump, or maybe just say it's Cuban, one or the other.
You're just uncultured. You ain't never been around no Puerto Ricans, so you think that it's not Puerto Rican.
It sounded like my Puerto Rican friends, Cash.
Thank you.
Emily, you don't have any Puerto Rican friends.
She just got done saying that she had 2 Puerto Rican friends that she went to Korea with. Sophia from Korea.
And Carlos, Sophia and Carlos.
Yeah.
My 2 Puerto Rican friends.
Oye, papi, you don't tell me I don't. Oye, papi. Oye, papi, you don't tell me I don't talk Puerto Rican. I thought I'm from the island where mangoes Lisa beat. Okay? Lisa beat.
That's better. That's better. You're improving. I'm going to say you got me. Oh, so this weekend, it's the Penn State-Ohio State game. I'll be in State College. Trump will be at that game. We were talking about the fact because Kamala and Trump are supposed to be at the game. First off, I'm screwed this week. I'm absolutely fucked 7 ways from Saturday because this is historically supposed to be a night game. Penn State, Ohio State, it's a whiteout. It's a big deal. But because Fox always makes their games noon, we fucked it up according to the fans. And the social media is not good. There are people boycotting our area. And on top of it, Trump is supposed to be going to the game, which therefore will block traffic for it's going to be a rough day. But there was rumors that Trump was actually going to come to our setup, but Secret Service would be very difficult. But since he knows Urban Meyer, there might be a photo op beforehand. In a perfect world, I am going to try and get a photo op with Trump. But right now, a week out from the election, it's almost impossible. Last thing I'll say about the game, Kamala was also supposed to be there, but I can tell you it would have been a very bad move because even though State College is very liberal, obviously it's a college town, it's a sporting event. Sports fans typically are going to lean right. And fact is, 4 days before the election, if she were to get booed in Pennsylvania at the game, it would be the nail in the already almost shut coffin of her presidential run. So Trump, I'm sure, will get cheered. So maybe I'm sure there'll be some boos out there. It's very liberal, but I'm sure there'll be some boos.
There'll be some deep fakes. That's what will happen.
Yeah. All I know is I'm stressed out. This is the first time we've ever been boycotted. If you look at the social media, it's bad. It's a bloodbath. There and on top of it,
Oh, careful.
Oh yeah. It's just like the auto industry. If Kamala were to be president, it's a bloodbath. They're going to, and also game day is going to be there, so they have an excuse to boycott us and still go to a morning show. So yeah, it's going to be me and like 13 people. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Oh Jesus!
Nice.
We have a special person.
So I was just wondering before we decide that we're going to get off of here, if I can just break the ice real quick and say some jokes just to make everybody feel better. You know, let's laugh at each other's racial differences.
I got a real quick joke. Here's a joke. Anybody that thinks that sports fans don't lean right, it's a joke.
Well, that person was all over in the comments last night trying to say that I didn't know what I'm talking about or anything. Turns out she left before I pulled up all the fact checks showing she's wrong.
Well, I got screenshots from Mom because they used to be friends. They used to be acquaintances, whatever. But Mom wanted to send some screenshots to you. So I have those of Sherry still responding after the show was over. So,
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Let's go with the jokes, Cash.
Okay. Number 1. Black and a Puerto Rican in a car. Who's driving?
Cop.
The cop. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Next one.
We've got about the bad accents. Did you see Kamala's new accent? Speaking
yes,
of
I did. Yes, I did.
Preacher.
Here's another one.
Yeah, she stole the line from Hillary Clinton, literally word for word.
Yeah.
And then did the exact same accent. I've seen the mountain top, and I'm not ghost tries no more. Like, oh man, let me keep going. Anyway, a whole bunch of Mexicans in a tent. What you call it? A beanbag. A whole bunch of white people in an elevator. What do you call it?
Trump rally.
A box of crackers. How did the Grand Canyon get formed? Anybody? Nobody? A person that wears a yarmulke dropped a dime in a gopher hole.
Jesus. Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That was good.
All right.
Did you end on the Jewish one? That was the worst one. They were all good.
Well, here, since I'm black, I'll end on a black one. So that way nobody can get offended at my jokes because.
Racist.
Okay. All right. What do you call a whole bunch of black people in an elevator?
What?
Box of chocolates.
I thought you were going to talk about why all black people are fast.
How do you circumcise a redneck? Kick his sister in the chin.
I have one funny joke, but it's actually some historical relevance too.
Run it.
Nerd. Go ahead.
What do you call the largest mass deportation in American history?
What?
Operation Wetback. That is a fact.
Oh, that was good. That one was good.
That's real.
That's real.
That's funny. That is hilarious. All right. Let me see. Let me get one
Cash,
more. Why are black people good at basketball? Because they're Negroes.
That took me a second.
Why are all black people fast, Cash?
I don't know.
Slow ones are in jail. All right, end on a good one. Find one more good one.
All right, one more. How good?
Real good.
Real good? All right. Did you hear about the rabbi that ran into the wall with an erection? He broke his nose.
Broke his nose. I knew that one.
Good night, America.
Oh,
Wait, I'm trying to find something else.
You're trying to find some black jokes to get off your racism.
So, by the way, when I'm looking up jokes, the time.com has an article saying how a racist joke about Puerto Rico could impact the election. Shut the fuck up.
That's ridiculous.
Tony Hinchcliffe's career, he was already a big name for people that knew how funny he was. I think his career just took off.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does Bill Clinton tell Hillary Clinton when he wants to have sex?
Where's
I'm
Monica?
going to go out and find an intern.
I'll be back in an hour.
That's a good one. I like it. Say it, Cash. Take us home.
Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light. Because only you could be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too
Oh, wait, Cash. Wait. We forgot. We do all this work for free anyways. Might as well at least pretend like somebody will buy something. Cash, go ahead and talk about Freedom Box real quick.
Are you interested in shopping American made and supporting American made business? If you are, then go to freedomboxinfo.com. You can learn how to get more American made products. 99% of everything that comes from this store is made right here in the greatest country that God ever created. So if you want to support American made, get something that's better bang for your buck, better made, better shipped, and even a customer service line. Everybody's American. You're not going to get, hello, I may help you when you call the customer service line. You're going to be 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. It's done and over. freedomboxinfo.com. Go there right now. You could potentially earn some money.
Why is that so funny to him?
No, you need to do that without laughing.
It's funny, but AwakeNowWokeStore.com. Use Truth for 20% off everything in the store. Kaecey, let's go ahead. Let's make everything from now until the election with Trump 2024. We're changing it. Trump 2024. We'll even put a little post up. Everything is how much percentage off should we do? Let's see if we can move some merch.
100% off. We'll move some merch.
Well, no.
That definitely will move it.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, let's do 30.
30. Let's do 30%.
No,
off.
You know what? Let's be crazy, bro. 47.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
All right, 30. We'll stick with 30. So 30's better. 30's better.
Let's do 30. Let's do 30.
Oh, I got a better one. How about 4% off for the first item and then 7% off for the second item?
It's clever. But then
That's smart right there, right?
I like it. So use Trump 2024 for 30% off. We'll make that, and then when that's over, with the election, then we'll start talking about some new items, and we'll be back to the usual. So go to Truth. Well, what is it? AwakeNowWokeStore.com. Use Truth for 20% off, or use Trump 2024 for 30% off. I think you should probably use the other one. Lastly, Patriot-owned water company Century H2O. That's who I was just hanging out with this last weekend. That's who introduced me to Amanda Grace and some of the other people. Really cool stuff. Great people. Go to centuryh2o.com. Use Russo10 for 10% off. They have a whole bunch of water filtration systems. Cash?
Water so clear, you can't even see it.
You should have been in Ohio. They were actually giving them away out there. We could have got you a unit, but I was there.
Oh, yeah, I would have probably went to prison.
Yeah, because you got to land
federal probation.
I hate when that happens.
Sucks.
Anyways, all right. Emily, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on X, just my first and last name, Emily Mangione. And on Instagram, I made my Instagram public again because I don't care if I don't find a job. So you can find me on Instagram also, Emily Mangione 23. I've been on a roll posting a lot of stuff. So.
And you can find me in St. Louis rolling no dubs and smoking no clubs, bud blowing up like Cocoa Puff, sipping
bud. Right. You were so
all the
off
stuff you're not supposed to be
somebody
doing right
from
now.
St. Louis, and
You're not from St. Louis, bro. You are from the mountains of Caucasus.
Cat Williams.
That was good. Gotcha.
I'm actually from Italy, but whatever.
No, you're not. You're not from Italy.
Anthony, me too.
You are not from Italy. Stop it. Stop it, Russo.
Emily is Pakistan Italiano. Pakistan Italiano. That's what she
And
is.
maybe it took a Russian in there too, I hope.
Hey, just depends on the day of the week. Ayo. Kaecey, where can people find you?
On X, American versus government, and don't trust the government.
Never trust the government.
Hey, Barbara, by the way, I know you didn't like, Aaron knows Amanda Grace. Sweet. Yeah, she's an amazing human. I heard her pray. Like, when I say pray, she prayed for this group of people, and that chick goes on, like, it's like another human inside of her. It's pretty crazy. What was I going to say? No, 24.
24% off. Because 2024 election. That's smart right there. But he already done gave the promo. So it's going to come out of Russo's cut.
Yeah. I think it's funny that we think that I get a cut. All right. Let's see. Where am I? Where was it? Oh, so you were saying you don't like Tony Hinchcliffe. That was not his best material. Watch Kill Tony. Watch him do a real stand-up set. He usually opens for Joe Rogan. Nobody funnier than Tony Hinchcliffe. Like he out jokes Rogan by far. He's brilliant. That wasn't his scene. So
is this the Sherry?
Yeah, let's see what she says. I didn't leave yesterday. I heard a response to my comment about sex change surgeries given to illegal immigrants in prison. I believe that had nothing to do with Harris. What I found out is the federal law says gender affirming treatments have to be provided to federal prisoners, including illegal immigrants. And the law was in effect during Trump's presidency. The only two actual sex change operations were performed following lengthy legal battles. I believe Trump said Harris. That's all I got. That's where it gets cut off.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. Once Trump gets in office, that's done. Ain't no more gender affirming care for federal inmates. That shit's crazy anyway. Got dudes running around with boobs. Not cool. Not cool.
Even Patrice is calling her out. Like, yeah, she was no fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I've asked Sherry to be on the show a million times, and she's like, "You're always terrible and mean to people when they come on." I'm an asshole in comments, but I've always been so ultra respectful when people are willing to come on a show. But she's like, "We'll have to see how you handle the next couple weeks." And you would have shut the fuck up. Sorry, like you're not gonna come on a show. I know you're not. You'll research facts, do the best you can, and you still are ill-equipped to have a conversation like a normal human being. You are one of the victims that has not made it past the Trump derangement syndrome, the separation since 2020. You've literally now alienated the fact that you'll never have a friend that's on the opposite side of the aisle because you've just become a shitty human being.
Yo, ultimate sleep, bro. I got a question, bro. I be trying so hard to be cool, bro. And you come in here and then you just say shit and you make assumptions. And I stay trying to be nice to you. But I promise you, you got one more time to call me anything other than Cash. You call me a liar, you call me any other shit, I'm gonna block your bitch ass real quick. All right. And then you're gonna have to make another fake account from now. Yeah, matter of fact, block that bitch. Block him right now.
I don't even know where he went.
Block him.
I got it. I can do it.
Fuck you, Ultimate Sleep. That's how I feel about you today. I'm feeling spicy, bitch.
And you know what? Don't block the people that make comments about my feet, because if they want me to make a Feet Finders account, I will. If that's what they want to see, if that's what the people want, I'll do it.
Hey, they won't care about your political affiliation at that point. So
there we go.
You should do your, that should be your OnlyFans, is feet for Trump, and just like paint them in like red and all that shit.
Yeah, I'll do a MAGA on the toes, whatever they want to see, whatever the people want to see.
Hey, mods, any of my mods on here right now, block him permanently from, matter of fact, I'll do it my damn self just to make sure it gets done. I'm blocking you all the way around. You're never going to be able to comment again. And any of your other little fake profiles from now on, from this time up until the election, when I go live, if you come on here, that's my cousin being stupid. If you are on here and you say anything crazy, all right, anything disrespectful in the least, I'm blocking you from my page. Fuck you, view. That's what we're doing moving forward. That's it. I'm sick of it. It's hard to keep on being a nice person to you soft ass, tender dick ass jabronis. Yeah, that's what we say out here. It's the tender dick. I've been saying this. I've been about 15, 16. Shout out to my man Loke. He's the one that made that up. We call them tender dicks when they soft. Just soft little crybaby. You tender dicks. That's what you are. So we are blocking y'all. Hashtag block the tender dicks.
Can you have, before we end, as we're ending, can you have Trump talking about tender dicks?
Oh, man.
Right now, I'm going to make it known publicly that from now on, from this time up until the point that I win this election and we get our big, beautiful White House back, all tender dicks will be blocked. That's it. No more tender dicks. And you say, oh, President Trump, what's a tender dick? A tender dick is, apparently it's Tampon Tim. If I can give an example of what a tender dick is, it's Tampon Timmy. We all know he's soft, very soft, like the tampons he puts in little boys' bathrooms.
That's good. It's a good way to end. And yeah, Sherry, I'm sure you have friends from across the aisle. The problem is you're just a troll on the internet. You probably are decent in person because you're too chicken shit to actually have the conversation that you would have on social media. All right, take us home, Cash. Awkward to say unite, don't fight right now, but yeah. Whatever. I'm not fighting. I'm blocking.
Oh, we all were.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm blocking. I'm not fighting. And I'll unite with people under the right thing. I just don't want to. Let me just straighten that out real quick. When I say unite, don't fight, that doesn't mean I want to unite with the whole everybody. No, I would love to unite with everybody, but only if they could get underneath the right shit. If you're doing the wrong thing, I definitely don't want to unite with you. I think you're a piece of shit and you need to change your life. That's what you need to do. Change your life choices, change the way you think, change the way you eat, all of that shit. Change what you do. Then we can unite underneath good, doing the right things, doing, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say unite, don't fight. It's not unite with everybody. No, fuck no. I do not want to unite with people that are out here doing some off-brand shit. I don't want that. So unite, don't fight, yes, but to an extent. All right. There it is. Unite, don't fight. Be a street light, because only you could be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, gotta remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. And that's a fact.
Water.
Woo! Yeah, brother.
Go vote.
Go vote. Don't be a tender dick. Yeah, brother.
I think you need to do an ad about that, making sure everybody gets to the polls. Don't be.
I'm gonna do a commercial about it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be my project tomorrow. Are you sick of waking up and feeling like a sissy? Don't be a tender dick.